Listen, and I mean really listen, because what I'm about to share is a master key. It will unlock years of your life that you might otherwise spend in confusion, heartache, and self-doubt. For over a decade, I've delved into the deep patterns of human connection and energetic exchange, and I've identified 5 verbal tripwires, 5 sentences that, when spoken by a man, act as an infallible litmus test of his character and intentions. These aren't just missteps in conversation. They are precision-engineered phrases of psychological control cloaked in the mundane. Once you learn their true frequency, you can never mistake their signal again. Please stay with me until the end. The 5th phrase is the silent killer, so discreet, yet so utterly corrosive that it breaks a woman's spirit without him ever having to raise his voice. Recognizing it is single-handedly the most crucial act of self-preservation you will perform this year. Before we unpack these phrases, there's a fundamental truth you must absorb, one that will permanently recalibrate how you engage with men. Most women are running on outdated software, programmed with a give him the benefit of the doubt virus. We're taught to see the project, not the person, to be a healer, not a gatekeeper. This programming is so deeply embedded that it has muted our own built-in, natural alarm system, our intuition for spotting energy vampires. Yes, that is what they are. Individuals who use specific language formulas to find the cracks in your boundaries, devalue your worth, and turn your inner compass against you. Ancient traditions teach a universal law. Words are not just sounds, they are carriers of intent. When a man speaks to you, he's doing more than sharing facts, he is transmitting the blueprint of his inner world, his level of consciousness, his hidden motives, his respect for you, directly into your emotional body. This is why you can walk away from a seemingly normal conversation feeling exhausted, bewildered, or less than, without a logical reason. Your emotional intelligence picked up the dissonant frequency of control, but your conditioned mind scrambled to find excuses for it. This isn't just dating advice, it's energetic armor. It will safeguard not only your heart, but the entire architecture of your future. Because let's be clear about something no one says out loud, the man you partner with becomes the co-author of your life. He influences your career, your financial stability, your health, your peace. Choose poorly, and your most vibrant years will be spent on emotional cleanup duty. Choose wisely, or even better, learn to instantly spot and disengage from the wrong choice, and you create a vacuum that can only be filled by the extraordinary. The first phrase that should be a full stop of conversation signal is, you're reading too much into it, or its cousins, you're being paranoid, and you're making a big deal out of nothing. This is emotional disqualification. He is positioning himself as the judge and jury of your perception, and the verdict is always that you are wrong. When a man invalidates your feelings as an overreaction, he's not critiquing your emotional state. He's exposing his complete lack of capacity to be with a woman who trusts herself. What's really happening here is a test. Will you abandon your own inner truth to make him comfortable? Will you turn down the volume of your own soul to soothe his ego? A conscious, loving man doesn't invalidate your feelings, he gets curious. He leans in. He wants to see the map of your inner world, even if the terrain is unfamiliar to him. When a man tells you your intuitive response is flawed, he's telling you he prefers a version of you that is disconnected and easier to manage. The most toxic part is that this phrase is a seed of gaslighting. It grows into a thicket of self-doubt. You start to police your own gut feelings, wondering if you are, in fact, crazy. This is the goal. A woman disconnected from her inner knowing is a woman who can be controlled. I have seen countless women who had to spend years in therapy just to learn how to trust their own feelings, because they were trained to believe their heart was an unreliable narrator. This is not a communication issue. This is a quiet form of spiritual violence. The second phrase that is a blaring siren is, I'm a brutally honest guy, or I'm just telling it like it is, almost always used as a shield after saying something unkind or demeaning. This is the Trojan horse of cruelty. It's a tactic designed to make verbal aggression sound like an admirable quality. When someone weaponizes honesty, they are not being authentic, they are being abusive and framing it as a favor to you. True honesty is born from a desire for connection and mutual growth. It's delivered with a foundation of kindness and respect. A man who throws a verbal stone and then claims he's just being real is revealing that he either enjoys causing you pain or is so emotionally stunted he cannot differentiate between truth and cruelty. I've seen this exact pattern systematically dismantle a woman's confidence. He criticizes her dreams, her body, her family. When she flinches, he retorts with, "What? I'm just being honest." This sets up a cognitive trap where you start to believe that receiving love means enduring disrespect, and that asking for compassion makes you weak. Let me be clear, a man who loves you wants to be a source of strength in your life, not the source of your wounds. Tough conversations are a part of any real relationship, but they are held with the intention of building a stronger bridge, not to make one person smaller. When honesty is consistently used as an excuse for being hurtful, that person is telling you they value their right to be callous more than they value your heart. The third phrase that must trigger your immediate exit is, "You have trust issues," or "Why are you so controlling?" said specifically in response to you stating a clear boundary or need. This is a classic bait and switch. He takes your reasonable act of self-care and relabels it as your psychological flaw. He's conditioning you to be silent about your needs. Let's define what boundaries are. They are not rules. They are not threats. They are not an attempt to control him. A boundary is the recipe for how to love you well. It's you saying, "This is what I need to feel respected and safe with you." When you say, "I'm not okay with you talking to your ex every day," or "It's important to me that we keep our plans," you aren't being controlling, you are being courageous enough to be clear. A man who reflexively calls your boundaries controlling is showing you his hand. He feels entitled to unrestricted access to you, and your needs are an inconvenience to him. This is not the blueprint for a partnership. This is the blueprint for your gradual disappearance. Women in these dynamics learn to stop asking. They start to wear low maintenance as a badge of honor, not realizing they're just abandoning their own well-being to keep a man who doesn't respect it. Know this, a man who genuinely wants to be with you wants to know your boundaries because he wants to succeed at loving you. The men who shame you for having boundaries are the very men who will exploit you for not having them. They want the girlfriend experience without the girlfriend responsibilities. The fourth phrase is a masterpiece of modern manipulation. "I'm not looking for anything serious," but he says this while creating a relationship in every way that matters. He wants your emotional labor, your time, your body, your exclusive attention. He builds the emotional scaffolding of a real partnership, the constant texts, the inside jokes, the vulnerability, all while holding a get-out-of-jail-free card. This is the commitment loophole. It's engineered to keep you on an emotional layaway plan. He gets all the privileges of a partner with none of the portfolio of responsibility. He can enjoy your warmth and then walk away blame-free because, "Hey, I told you what I wanted from the start." This tactic is devastating because it puts you in a no-win scenario. Stay and you co-sign the belief that you're not worth choosing. Ask for more and you're the needy one who broke the deal. Leave and you're tortured by the what if because it felt so real. But listen to me. When a man knows your value and wants to be in your life, it is not confusing, it is not ambiguous, it is not a game of let's see, it is intentional. Men who keep you in this gray zone are not confused. They are strategic. They know exactly what they want you, but with an exit door. This is a slow poison to your self-worth. You start believing you must earn commitment by auditioning with your unconditional devotion, not realizing that the right person would see your value from the beginning. These men might even care for you, but they love their options more. They love their freedom more than they love your heart. And now for the fifth and most profound manipulator of them all, a phrase so subtle it slips past your defenses and takes root in your soul. You've changed. And it's never a compliment. It's said with a sigh of disappointment, an unspoken accusation that you're becoming the wrong person. This phrase is soul assassination because its purpose is to make you halt your own evolution and shrink back to the person you were when you were easier for him to manage. When a man criticizes you for growing, he is confessing that he wasn't in love with you. He was in love with a static snapshot of you that fit his needs. What's actually happening? You are finding your voice, setting harder boundaries, getting that promotion, finding new passions, becoming more of yourself. And this growth, which should be a cause for celebration, feels like a threat to him. Why? Because the version of you he preferred was smaller, quieter, and revolved more fully around his world. This is catastrophic because it weaponizes your own growth against you. You start to see your evolution as a betrayal. You wonder if you should go back to being the he liked better. Women halt their careers, dim their light, and abandon their journey of self-discovery because a man made them feel guilty for blooming. But here is the deepest truth: a man who truly loves you does not just tolerate your growth, he is electrified by it. He wants a front row seat to your unfolding. He knows that as you become more fully yourself, you bring a richer, more authentic love to the relationship. A man who criticizes you for changing is admitting he loved you for your limits, not for your boundlessness. His love was a cage, not a launching pad. So now you know these 5 phrases, the undercurrents they carry, and you might feel a storm of emotions: relief, anger, sadness for past versions of you who didn't know this. That's okay, honor it all. But do not let this knowledge make you hard. let it make you wise. This is about developing your discernment, the ability to tell the difference between a man who wants to add to your life and a man who wants to extract from it. The truth is, there are incredible men who would never dream of uttering these phrases. Men who see your sensitivity as a superpower. Men who deliver truth with care. Men who thank you for showing them your boundaries. Men who choose you with a resounding, unambiguous yes. Men who are your biggest cheerleaders as you grow and change. These men are real, but you will never meet them if you're busy making excuses for men who make you feel small. You'll never be available for them if your energy is tied up in a dynamic that depletes you. Here's my call to action for you. Start noticing how you feel. Not what you think, but how you feel in your body after you talk to the men in your life. Do you feel expansive or constricted, valued or questioned? Your feelings are data, not drama. Trust that initial gut check. If you find yourself editing yourself, shrinking yourself, or justifying his behavior to your friends, that is your answer. Walking away from someone who doesn't see your value is not an act of rejection, it is the ultimate act of self-acceptance. Every second you spend trying to teach someone your worth is a second you're unavailable to someone who already gets it. The right person won't be a test you have to pass, they will be a truth you get to live. I want to leave you with one final thought, and it's the most important. You are a garden to be tended, not a hospital for the emotionally wounded. Your job is not to fix people. Your job is not to love someone so hard that they become a better person. Your job is to become so fully yourself that your very presence is an inspiration. The love you are searching for is also searching for you. But it can only find you when you are broadcasting on the frequency of your own authentic worth. The next time you hear one of these 5 phrases, take a breath and remember who you are. Choose the path that honors that woman. Because the right love won't require you to sacrifice yourself to get it. The right love will feel like a homecoming. Trust that, choose that, and never settle for anything less again.